you like? How do you feel about Tanner McKee now that we saw him a full game? What do you think about that?
Go ahead, Jay.
I think that I mean, in all honesty, I agree with all Eagle fans since training camp. He should have been the backup. Like he should have been the two since the beginning. Like every Eagle fan said that for a reason. And I think that he showed that he's more accurate a backup than Pickett. At the
Yeah,
minimum. At the minimum, that's what he showed. At the minimum.
yeah, especially with that injury, we got to see how he is now. Unless they do some type of move to get Pickett, like a pick, maybe a pick, or probably trade him to somebody else. Because I don't think we really got anything off of him. We didn't get
No,
anything off of Pickett, bro. So like,
no.
I think that was good. I do like Tanner McKee. Um, his decision making is what sets him apart. That's the biggest thing that I liked, his decision making that he was making. So and then of course, what's going on, Antoine?
What's going on?
But
He's
then
Good,
holding
my
like
up, bro.
boy.
yeah, and then with that we got bro, how about Dotson, bro?
Yeah,
Dotson,
Dotson showed up.
94 yards that game. He was taking off, and I just like how Dotson was getting the ball. Dallas Goedert was getting the ball. Anaya Smith got his touchdown. Jenkins got his touchdown. It was a high performing game for that to be our backups. And like the way they played the Giants, that was just crazy. So I'm definitely going in with more confidence on Tanner McKee. But just what's your thoughts on everything, Scott?
I definitely like Tanner McKee. I thought he played very well. I mean, 3 touchdowns and 5 completions. That's the craziest thing I think I ever heard in football.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
that's a stat.
that man he puts the ball on a rope, bro. He throws lasers. I'm not trying to hype him up too much because he's still young. There's still a lot of room for mistakes to be made. Um,
mm,
but I'll tell you this: I'm definitely confident in, knock on wood, but if there was a bad scenario that happened where Jalen couldn't play in the playoffs, I'm
Yep.
more confident
mm,
than I would have been 3 weeks ago. But
And
I do
Pickett.
agree with you on the Kenny Pickett thing. I definitely agree with you on that too. I think since Kenny did play well against Washington and then he played really good against Dallas, I think he's got some trade bait. We could just use him as
mm.
trade bait if we need, and then Tanner is QB2. So I like what I saw from
Facts.
everybody too, though. Jahan, he was snapping. Dallas Goedert, he needed to get in a rhythm before the playoffs, so that was good. Even Will
Yeah,
Shipley went out there and he had a good couple carries, so
Yep.
I think it was
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. And I didn't really see any animosity from like Saquon or anything like that. I actually like how they got the shirts made
Yeah,
for him. Like, I don't know, bro. It means a lot when a running back understands that, like, yo, this is the lineman, not me. Like the linemen
yeah,
are just making me look better. So I definitely like that. Um, he is, at least he's up there with leading rushes. So we can't. At the end of the day, he is in a room with only 8 other running backs right now. So we can't be
yeah.
upset about that. But yeah, so let's get to the nitty gritty of all this, bro. Let's talk about these playoffs coming up. But we definitely know we got the Packers. Not Deshaun, but Watson is out officially. Jordan Love has the elbow injury, and Romeo Dobbs. I haven't heard too much information about Romeo Dobbs, but he didn't play this last game. And then is it Lattimore with the
Nah,
Packers, the cornerback? Who?
it's
No, Jerry
Jair
Alexander.
Alexander.
Jerry Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. And that was the one that was talking trash to AJ. So
Oh, he's a
with
Yeah,
trash
him out,
talker to begin. He talks all the time. He's one of those.
yeah,
exactly.
AJ
So
cooked him. AJ cooked him last
mhm.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll
I think
cook
yeah. He
him.
AJ
He'll
did.
got
cook him
100 yards
again.
that game.
Oh yeah, he'll cook
But
him again.
what's y'all's concerns going into this game? And we'll just start off with just Antoine. What do you think?
My biggest concern is Jalen Hurts being a little rusty coming in because he missed some time, got knocked out the Washington game. But
Mm,
with that being said, like even in that Washington game, he only played like 5 minutes of the first quarter, had like four
yeah.
pass attempts or something like that.
Mhm.
And
Mm,
so being off the rest of that game, being off last week, coming into this game, I'm just concerned about it being some rush there, and I got a small issue with Jake Elliott too. Just a,
Oh,
yeah.
just a,
that's
just
a
a
good
small
point.
issue. Just a small issue with Jake
It
Elliott.
might be a little bigger, actually.
Yeah, I think it's bigger.
Yeah. Jake Elliott, yeah, bro.
Look at
That,
I'm sweating. We all
yeah,
sweat.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
Jake Elliott. And you can even tell when they were interviewing Nick Sirianni about Jake Elliott. Just where's his confidence at? Do you think it's more reps? What do y'all think he needs?
I think he should be put on kickoff. Like, let him kick the
Mhm,
ball off because I don't trust our special teams in general.
mhm,
You know,
yeah,
just with the decision making. Like, it's not that we got bad players or anything like that, but why have the punter to kick the ball off and he can't kick it into the end zone?
that's true.
That's
That's
giving
true.
the opponent field position that we shouldn't be giving up.
Brandon Mann.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's facts. That's facts. So mainly our kickers, special teams. How do you feel about the
That's
defense
a
coming
good
into
point.
this game?
Say it again.
Just about this defense coming into the game. Like Jay, what do you think about this defense?
Oh, that's what I'm most confident in, the defense. The defense is probably the thing that I stand on the biggest on this team. But if you ask me what was my biggest concern, I'll go with what Antoine said. Jake Elliott. That's my biggest concern is getting him in a position where he can't make an easy field goal, or even what if he get in a position he can't make a 50-yard field goal. I mean, it's been
Mhm.
terrible. I still think that we should have got rid of him a few weeks ago when his struggle started. Any
Yeah.
other team would have got rid of their kicker if he had done this to them. I just think it's more sentimental value with Jake Elliott to Philadelphia. I think he
Okay.
probably I don't know what's going on, but he has not been kicking well the whole season. From week 1 to now, he hasn't kicked well all season. So he's my biggest concern, and my biggest hope for this team is the defense. Honestly, over the offense, over Saquon is the defense, because the defense will determine field position, determine the vibe of the game. They'll impose their will on them. So I just think the
Mhm.
defense is what was going to take us far.
Yeah, that's facts. And looking at what Warren said, he said we cut Ian off of practice squad today. So that
That's the
means
same
Jalen
thing
should
I
be
said.
clear.
Yeah. Once he
Yeah,
got cleared off, he was the one holding up the spot. So I'm
Jake
not
Elliott's
concerned, but
confirmed.
the rust should be an issue. The rust should be an issue. This is not 1 week off. This is 2.5 weeks off,
Yeah.
basically. It's almost
Yeah,
3
no, that's
weeks.
facts. That's facts. Like him being off, and then I tried looking at past games where Jalen has been off, and then the way he performs when he comes back, and he performs superb, but like not what we expect. I feel like Jalen is a momentum person. Like once he gets his rushes in, like he kind of gets to his own rhythm of everything, and I think that's what made him perform the way he did against the Steelers game. I think the Steelers game is his best performing game. That's just my personal opinion,
I think
but
so.
that's what all the pressure put on him though. You feel me? Like we want to see you play like that when there's no pressure like that on you, just regular performing. And we
Mhm.
kind of got robbed the Commanders game a little bit, but it
Yeah.
looked like he was going to take off that game too. So,
About to
but
blow them
yeah,
out.
Yeah.
yeah. I
But
heard somebody say that they're just waiting for walkthroughs with him because they said he's been in the cafeteria with the team, he's been talking with the team, like he's been interacting with them. But do y'all know if there's anything with concussion protocol to where they don't really go to the games? Do y'all know anything about that by any chance? I was just curious.
I've never heard of it.
nah.
Yeah.
No,
He
I've
wasn't at
never
the
seen
game
a
on Sunday.
I've never seen a player in a concussion protocol on the sideline.
Yeah. So
Like
that doesn't draw too much
it
concern.
doesn't happen. Once you get in that thing, you don't come back to the side till you good.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That's
that's
from my
facts.
experience. I've never seen a player on the side. He's kind of he's been hidden off the camera. We haven't seen him obviously since then. Nobody's seen him, but
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's working with the team diligently, and they work because bro, this is a big thing that's coming up.
Yeah,
He was thinking we were already locked in before this last week, so his mind has
exactly.
already been thinking about the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart idea to kind of like keep him like hidden during that whole Saquon like start him or rest him. That would just I think that's too much not pressure, but that's unnecessary attention that he doesn't need at that moment. So I think that was good that they did that. But moving into this Packers game, like with these injuries and all that stuff, this game feels like it's kind of handed to us. But answer this for me. Do y'all kind of think a little bit in the back of your head that Cowboys Packers game last year? Just in the back of your
No,
head. Nah. Tell me why.
I'm not worried about
curious.
that at all.
I'll tell you. If you asked me that 3 weeks ago, I did, because I was looking at Jordan Love. I'm like, yo, he's rolling right now. This is the team I wouldn't want to face. Then I
Yeah.
watched him the last 3 weeks, and he has not
Yep.
played how he's played all year. And I'm like, he gonna walk into Philly playing like this is gonna be lights out for him. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now. The way he's been
That's
playing the
right.
last few weeks, he has not been playing well. If you asked me this a few weeks ago, I wouldn't. Their defense was playing well. He was playing well,
Yeah.
but I just don't think they're on the Eagles level, honestly.
Right.
Mhm.
The
And
other
they go
difference
through.
is like the Dallas has a strong fan base. There's a lot of them, but their
Mhm.
stadium is nothing like Lincoln Financial Field. Like
Yeah.
he's not going to come in there and own the place. Like no quarterback is going to come in there and take over like that. And another
Yeah.
thing too, we don't have Dak Prescott. Like we have a quarterback who can play in the regular season and in the postseason,
And in
and
the
he's
postseason,
proven that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not. That was last year.
No, that's a good point. And Cedric, like we were talking, he's in concussion protocol right now. Well, we're kind of wait. I think we're not going to get real information of what's going on till tomorrow because I think that's when the team has a full practice. He was like, I was in Brazil and New Orleans and the Cowboys and yeah. Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
when we beat them week 1, that was a shootout. I remember that game, obviously. We all remember
Yeah.
it. It was a shootout, and I kept telling, remember when Jordan Love came back on the field, he was driving down the field until he got hurt. I'm like, damn, they about to score. It was a shootout, but our defense was not what the defense is now. He is not going to face the same. He's going to face the same players that he faced, but not the same defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that is true. And I think it's going to be like A.J. Brown can be taken off, Devontae, and we got Dallas Goedert back.
Bro, the Eagles are a problem to defend. Think about what a defensive coordinator has to think about. This is what
Yeah.
I like. What's his name? Tanner McKee. I like him. But when the defense has to prepare for Jalen Hurts, there is much different than preparing for Tanner McKee. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's no film on McKee yet. There's a lot of things. He hasn't played a real tough defense yet. There's a lot of things that he would have to do for us to really be like, maybe he could be a guy. You cannot be fooled by flashes. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, my point is that when you have to defend Jalen, you have to defend the run from him, the run from Saquon. You got to defend AJ Goddard. It becomes too much. It becomes too much. Something's open, and that's what's going to go on all playoffs.
Yeah, and I think putting Tanner McKee in, that kind of puts a roadblock on the run game. That's kind of what I noticed, especially this last game and that Commanders game. There was just a roadblock on, like Saquon got that long run, but after that, he was getting stopped. So I think it definitely slows down the run game. Yes, the pass game will increase, but hey, Saquon and our run game is kind of what got us to this 14-3 just record. Speaking of that record, did y'all think coming into this season we would be 14-3? I had us at 12-5. Like,
Bro, honestly, I said 14-3, 13-4.
13-4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had us
what we did in the draft
Browns, Steelers,
because of what we did in the draft and in the offseason. We a better team than we was last year. It's all about coming together as far as like the new players, the coordinators, the new system. If the faster they get that down, the better off we'll be. So I had us starting off kind of slow, which we did, and finishing strong, which we did. So I said 14-3, 13-4.
Okay. What'd you have us at, Scott?
I actually had 12-5 too. I don't remember what the losses were, but I predicted 12-5, and one thing that I didn't think I was confident in, actually, ironically, was the defense, because we had a lot of missing pieces, plus we brought in a lot of young guys, and I knew that Cooper and Quinion were dogs, but I didn't think they would be able to take the leap in year one that they did.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I didn't think the defense was going to be even close to number one in the NFL.
Yeah, and that kind of just shows you how coaching is too, because I think this is the same defensive line that we had last year. The same, like the only person that was added was
Fletcher
us.
Cox.
Yeah,
Hassan and
Fletcher
Fletcher.
and take Reddick out. Yeah, so we thought there was going to be issues on the defensive line, and this team is actually scarier than last year's defensive line. So like
what would y'all say is the weakest part of the defense?
Or the
Edge
defense.
rushers.
Yeah, I think edge. Yeah,
Run
that
game.
edge.
The run. I feel like they.
I'm saying like as a group, as
I
a
think
group.
they get
As a group.
sloppy in the run game sometimes. I think they let up
Mhm.
some runs that they could stop sometimes. You understand? I feel like
Yeah.
the run defense
Yeah,
just gets a
probably the run
little lazy
Mhm.
at times, just a little. Their pass defense is extremely superb. It's a run defense, I think, that just gets a little lax sometimes.
So would y'all
But
put
they
that on the
locked in though.
linebackers or the defensive
But
line?
remember, they be having games where they playing with the lead. They have the way that Eagles have been playing this season. The defense has had out of vacation basically because they get in 3-and-outs, they get in short fields, they get in. You feel me? They get a time of possession. The offense holding the ball 3/4 of the
Mhm.
game. The defense this season really did their job to put their team in this position. Like we said, Saquon and defense. No disrespect to AJ, Jalen, the whole offense, but that's the formula, and that's what I think is really going to take us far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Antoine?
I said, would you put like us not being able to, with the leaks that we have at stopping the run, would you say that that's more the defensive line or the linebackers?
I think that's the defensive line because they're relying on the linebackers to help clog it up. I don't think Jordan Davis. I like Jordan Davis, but I don't think his performance isn't a first round draft pick performance that he's given off so far. Like
I think we're talking about that too.
yeah,
We could
I
all
think
agree on
I
that.
think that's a big thing. I think it's a lot of help with. I think Milton Williams and Jalen Carter and Ajomo have helped Jordan Davis perform better just because I don't know what it is with Jordan Davis. It looks like he's in better shape, but
Mhm.
it's just what he does is not going to put up stats. But I do see them just running down the middle whenever Jordan Davis is out there. It's like he's missing a move or something's going on right there. But that's a good point. But I think if it wasn't for Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond, they would be getting a lot more runs on us. Like if they weren't stopping. That's kind of where I'm at with it. That's actually a good question. I like that. But yeah, Zach Bond. What do y'all think about Slay? Do y'all feel like Slay is healthy to go into these next 4 games, like 4 possible games with his health?
I
Because
mean,
he's been out.
there's no saying if he gets injured or not. He seems to get hurt every other game, but I mean, right now he's healthy. He's been
Every
playing pretty
game,
good. Yeah.
limps at
But
least.
I mean, I like honestly, I liked what I've seen from Slay this year.
He's
You
playing
got to
good.
remember he's getting older,
Yeah.
so obviously there's going to be a decline there. But I mean, he's played phenomenal for his age, and then anytime he does give up like a touchdown or a big yardage play, he always makes up for it. It seems like on the next drive, it's something.
Very
That's
good
true.
point. Yeah, or later in the game.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
trust Slay too. I mean, he's done a lot for us these past 4 years, so that's a guy that I trust going into this.
But that's a good question, Warren. How to confident? Because it's
It
not about.
is.
It's
Yeah.
not that you didn't answer. I like good as what Scotty said. I'm glad because Scotty said that because a lot of Eagle fans are still on the fence about Slay. Like, oh, he's old, but if you look at the numbers, Slay's up there still as far as coverage. He's not allowing what people think. It looks more on film, but on TV. But when you really look at his numbers are superb for given his age. His
Yeah.
durability. But
Right.
it's just can he hold up the next 4 games? I hope
Yeah.
he does. Because we know he's playing well, but we need him. His leadership out there is needed, I believe, in that secondary.
And I
No,
This
think
rest
definitely.
for him is big though. The rest is going to be big for him and guys like
yeah,
that.
for sure. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And let's see what Warren
I
said.
think
He
the
said,
biggest thing with Slay is I mean he's getting injured more because he's being more physical. Like he's coming in, making tackles on the run. He's actually looking more like he's willing to tackle somebody. So, I mean, he waited a little later in his career to play like that, but
no, that's facts. Yeah.
I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be okay
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
That's a
And
Slay.
kind of going into what Warren's saying right here with Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis is playing in probably his best year since he's been on the team. Because remember, he was part of that 22 Super Bowl team. I think he's playing his best. I just don't think that he's a first round draft pick with the way that he's been playing. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I mean,
I
if
just
you
wouldn't put
compare
him
him
as
to
a first
Jalen,
round.
Jalen Carter, where Jalen Carter's producing like a first round pick, you understand? But
Yeah.
and he's not getting what's up with him not getting holding calls, man? Like
I think they will. I think this playoff game they will.
But when are they gonna start calling? Because bro, if you look at the film all 22, bro, every play you just see his neck or his top area jerk back from being held. Every single one. He's double teamed
And
on a
they never
lot.
call it. It's not like
They
they call it every
never,
now and then. They haven't even
never.
called a hold on Jalen Carter this whole year. Not one, I
And
don't think.
we're waiting for that. Not one. I haven't seen one. I haven't seen one.
I can't
Now
remember
that's
Me
what's
either.
good. That's what good going into this postseason because I don't know if y'all noticed either, but they've been calling a lot of taunting calls too. They've been calling a
Oh yeah,
lot of
that's
taunting
gonna
all
happen.
over the
But
league.
that's why
Yeah,
we got to keep C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the refs because he's the one for us who
and
catch the
Jalen,
flag. Because we
and
can't afford
Jalen.
anybody to get ejected. You feel me? Yeah, Jalen
Right.
Carter's
Yeah,
the one who be
Yeah,
crashing out too. He be going crazy,
yeah.
But you
but
seen
yeah.
Jalen Carter and CJ was the one that calmed down
Oh
Sidney Brown.
yeah.
yeah, bro. I think Sidney
Bro,
Yo,
Brown just wanted
yo,
to. He
He'll
said, "Just
crash
don't
out
forget
Sydney
too.
about
was
me."
yeah,
about
he'll
to
Yeah,
crash
body
out too.
slam dudes.
But it's
yeah,
funny
Sydney will
because they were
crash
saying
out.
that. They was like, yo, they were saying that about Jalen Carter. They was like, because Jalen Carter's the official team crasher. Like everybody knows he's the one he's the menace. Feel me?
Yeah.
Like when you got him calming people
No
down
pun intended either.
and see, yeah, no pun
yeah,
intended. We appreciate you. But CJ Gardner Johnson, when you got both them trying to calm somebody down, both the firecrackers trying to calm somebody
I
down.
mean, you out of
yeah.
control.
Yo, and
But
speaking of Sidney Brown, hold on, real quick, one. Let me say this:
mm,
he got graded 92 by PFF, bro. He was the highest graded
from
defender
the
on the
Giants
Eagles.
game.
Yeah, in the Giants game. Yeah,
Oh,
92
Okay,
snap.
was
okay,
his
okay.
grade, bro. Highest.
He got that interception as well, didn't he?
You
Yeah,
did.
he played well. He played
Okay.
well. He played
Yeah,
Yo,
well.
I was
speaking
gonna.
of highest graded, oh, go
mm,
ahead, Warren.
No, I was just gonna add the difference between CJ and Jalen Carter. Like with Jalen Carter, you need him to have that edge to him because that's what makes him the player that he is. And I think CJ's gonna talk, bro. You have to let CJ talk because when you watch that Commanders game, like CJ talking, even though he's talking trash, he's one of the best communicators out there in the backfield
Yeah, for
because they're
sure.
communicating with everybody. Reed Blankenship said that he's getting his interceptions because CJ is communicating so much. So when CJ got kicked out, think about it, that communication was lost.
It
Bro,
And the
that's
was.
why
defense got
Washington.
lost
Yo,
too.
bro,
Yeah.
listen, guys. I haven't been on here in a few weeks because of the holiday, and I missed last week. But I want to sign up because everything keeps coming to my mind right now. Washington won that game for two reasons. Jalen went out, and Gardner Johnson went out. And Gardner Johnson is the captain of the back end. You understand? When he went out, everything kind of went in an array. Our defense
Mm,
started looking funny, and then that game was just a fluke. So I still don't think Washington's on our level. I just wanted to say that.
No, you're right though.
yeah.
I
That's
don't think
yeah.
I mean,
that was a
CJ is the
fluke.
quarterback. He's the quarterback of the defense, bro. You need a guy like that on your defense. Somebody that's willing to talk the smack, uh, communicate with the teammates, tell this guy he needs to be here instead of here. Like stuff like that, bro. That goes a long way, and that's what we were missing last year too, big time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's facts. I like what Darren said right there. That's facts. And
Life
then you
of a
got Wayne.
cornerback.
Yeah. Slay's numbers are much better than CJ and Blankenship being healthier. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
I think, but I'm looking at if we play the Vikings and Addison and Slayer together, like that was one of the issues that we had was they both were getting burnt. Bradbury was just getting burnt a lot more than Slay was. But
Big burn.
Yeah.
Addison and Jefferson, like I think that would be a good test for Quinion, but that'll be a test for us that we need. So
I mean,
that's the
historically, Slay locks up Jets. So
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
has
if you
a
look
he
at the
has he
stats,
if you
yeah.
look at and if you remember the games that they played, he doesn't really take off on us, but I'm not too worried. I'm trying to look at who out of every single team in the playoff who really scares me.
Mm,
I just watched Baldy, y'all know Balding, he does the
yeah,
film
yeah,
on the Eagles. He just said it just how my mind is thinking. I like the Eagles versus everybody. Like I'm just
mm,
trying to figure out who's the people like because after watching Detroit, their offense is cool and everything, but you know, their defense is not there. And even though they played well against Minnesota, their defense for the whole season has not been there. You understand? And
yeah.
that's what puts them, to me, like they're not gonna make it because their defense is not what the Eagles' defense is.
Yeah, I think every team in the playoffs can be had. Other than Philly, the
right,
team that can be had the least. Every
Yeah,
other
that's
team
mm,
what I
got a
think.
weakness that can be exploited by the Philadelphia Eagles. So
yeah. I don't think this defense can get exploited. Like I don't. I'm kind of with y'all. Like I don't really see any big issues. If anything, we just nitpicking right now, just because we do have those questions, and we are
right.
going into the playoffs where these teams are going to put their best foot forward, knowing that they coming into Philly, especially the Packers. I I just don't want to sleep on the Packers just because hey, they earned their right to come into the playoffs just like we did. So I just know we just can't sleep on them
Oh
like
yeah, we're
that.
not sleeping. We'll go one at a time
Yeah.
with this. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
can't
agree.
be. I mean, we can't sleep on them. But watching the Lions game when they played the Lions ran all over them.
Yeah, bro.
And
Like
our
I
yeah,
don't
biggest strength
feel it.
is running the ball. So
I just don't like. I'm trying to like. I'm not even trying to be. But I'm telling you, I'm just trying to be honestly optimistic. But what does the Packers have that really can dominate the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think
Because we have
kind of
something that can
going back to
dominate
what we
them.
were talking about. I think Josh Jacobs might give us a hard time. Like, don't be surprised if Josh Jacobs gets 70 rushing yards on us. Like,
that ain't
He did
bad.
nothing against us week 1 though. Like
Josh
literally, and
Jacobs.
it was before. Yeah, he did nothing
Let
against
me
us
look
week
that up
1.
real
And then
Respectfully,
quick.
other
Warren,
thing,
I'm not worried about him. And they all of
yeah,
their receivers, none of their receivers are 100-yard type of games, type of guys. They're all. I'm telling you, I know the numbers. None of their receivers are. They basically have 3 number twos. You understand? They don't
Hmm.
have an
that's how
alpha
they
receiver.
were. The way that they played well against us in week 1 was actually throwing the ball. Like they were hitting
Yeah,
guys over the middle
Spreading
and
it
stuff
out,
like
yeah,
that.
spreading it out to everybody.
yeah.
But
We
Josh
was missing
Jacobs
a
got
lot of
84 rushing yards on us, and
really,
Emmanuel Wilson got 46.
that was a quiet
Jaden,
84.
yeah, Jaden Reed got
Jalen
138
Reed, it was
passing
Jalen
receiving
Reed that
yards.
was killing them.
Jalen Reed was the one that was snapping.
But
yeah.
Yeah,
remember, this is pre-buy.
We had a lot of
This
That's
is
mishaps.
well, that was
yeah,
pre-buy.
the whole thing I was getting
He
to.
is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
getting behind his cover 2 now. He is not getting behind his defense at the way he was getting behind in week 1. Nobody is.
And
Like
Quinyon
nobody
was
has done
balling
it.
too that game as well. The
In
Quinyon
that
was
game, yeah,
balling
that
on
was his
that game.
first
Yeah,
professional game in
yeah,
Brazil.
yeah.
yeah. For it to be his first game, he didn't have no first game jitters, none of that. Like he
Right.
came in like a
Avante was in
professional.
too that game, so
Say that
Avante
Maddox.
again.
Maddox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maddox,
Maddox was
yeah,
in.
yeah. So that is true without no Coop.
No
So
Coop.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's the only concern I have really about the Packers is like, them spreading the ball around to everybody because they have guys who could get 60, 70 yards each and keep spreading the ball and killing us like that. But other than that, they don't have one thing to focus on. Like we have multiple things to focus on. Is to stop this offense, you have to pick your poison with this offense. And Goddard's is back. He played last week, so he's gonna be back. And it's just
yeah.
gonna be a lot. And Calcaterra, now we have 2 tight ends. We could run 2 tight end sets now. It's gonna get spooky.
We just got to
That's
put pressure on Jordan Love early, bro, because he's
yeah.
been dealing with injuries bad all season. Like if we could just get to him quick and get him like under pressure, I think that'll be great for our offense too.
I
Yeah.
think Zach Bond. I think Zach Bond gonna take care of that.
But you know
Because
what
Zach Bond
sucks too
gave him a
about this
hard
team?
time.
I'll tell you what sucks about this team in the negative about it, because you said we're nitpicking, right, Warren?
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
14 wins and we're basically the worst first quarter team in the NFL. What does that tell you? That if we could
yeah.
take off in the first quarter, we could just start blowing opponents out from the water. And that's what they need to
Mhm.
do. They were about to do it to Washington.
Yep.
They were
Yeah,
on their way to doing that to Washington.
They sleeping
14.
on this too. Okay, we didn't score in the first quarter, but look at how good our defense is holding the opposing team. Like they
Yep.
keep talking about this blowout. There's what blowout? Like when have we seen a blowout game other than the Bucks game where we had no AJ, no Devontae, and no Lane? Like and over 100-degree weather. Like not making
Yeah.
excuses, but we got to kind of lay out the playing field that they're in. So that's kind of the way I look at it with that. So that's a good point. Baker Mayfield is the only quarterback I think with swagger and confidence to shake things up in Philly.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
don't
with that.
know.
that's a
Yeah,
good
I
point.
don't think
Actually,
that this
that's a
is
good point.
he has
yeah,
a swagger, but this is like I told y'all before, the Tampa kept catching the Eagles at a bad time. This is a good time to catch them. This is a good
this is
time,
with
and
AJ.
this
Yeah,
is with
this
everybody full strength. I don't think Tampa will come into Philly. They'll give them work because I don't think it will. That's the game that will be the tightest. That game will come down probably to the
Yeah.
wire,
Baker's
last
gonna play.
yeah,
possession. Baker is gonna play because he's not gonna lay down.
Right.
But I still that team too is another team who I want to face is the Tampa Bay Bucks. If you're asking me,
really.
that's who I
Okay.
want to face. That's who I want
Yeah,
to face because I want the revenge on them. They clown us every time they beat us. They beat us that last time. They beat us Jalen's first playoff loss. Then we came
mhm.
back, beat them over there when we was full strength. I just think when we full strength and they're full strength, they can't mess with us.
I
Yeah,
think if we
and
win against the Packers, We wouldn't play them though. I think we would play the winner of the Vikings and the Rams.
Nah, we'll play them.
Yeah.
No, there's a
So
scenario
yeah.
that they could play
So
the Bucks second round. I think if
yeah.
there's a chart.
The
A whole
only
chart out
team
there
we
with, like,
wouldn't
5
play is the
scenarios.
Commander, just because the way the
The lower
seeding
seed.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
So Detroit is going to play whoever wins out of that first round. Detroit plays the lowest seed out of that, and then we'll play the second lowest seed, and we would. So I was looking at this. We might either get the Bucks or the Vikings.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what they're gonna
Or
get.
the
yeah,
Rams.
Bucks,
the
Vikings, or
Rams.
Or the
Rams,
Rams. Yeah.
and they all will come to Philly.
To
Whoever
Philly.
it is coming to Philly.
Yeah.
So that's food right there.
Yeah, we got home field advantage over everybody but Detroit.
But Darren, let me ask you this. Darren in the chat right now. So you're saying you're saying Baker Mayfield, can you see the Bucks dominating over the Commanders this playoff game that they got coming up?
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I like
and
that
the reason,
game.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that because I kind of want to tap into
Commodores.
this a little bit. Yeah. The Bumanders. Yeah.
The Commodores. I can't act like I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, bro.
I might run with that.
Yeah, so like just looking at the seeding right now, like this can be a conversation had. So if we saying the Bucks beat the Commanders, and how are y'all at with Minnesota and the Rams right now? Where are y'all at with that?
I'd rather honestly, bro.
Give me
I'd rather
Minnesota. No.
I'd rather play the Rams.
The Rams? Okay.
Who you think gonna win though?
Saquon Rush. Oh, who do I think's gonna win? Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Me too.
Okay. Now remember they did play each other in the past. So who won that game? Did any of y'all remember who
Let
won
me check.
that?
I'm gonna look it up.
They played this season. I don't know the this.
Yeah, I think they played. It was like a Thursday night game.
Minnesota's angry though from last week. They gonna
Yeah, Minnesota smacked them that game.
Yeah.
Nah, the Rams won. 30
that's when they
20.
had Kyron Williams had
That's when Puka came back. Puka
Yeah,
Kyron Williams.
back for the
Kyron Williams had 97 and Puka had 106.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Matt Stafford had 4 touchdowns.
The Rams won though, you're saying?
that was a
Yeah.
Thursday night game.
Yeah.
What week
Yeah,
was
third-
that? What week? Where was that in the season?
that was back in October. So I would say maybe week 13.
1,
8,
2,
yeah.
3, 4,
Nah,
5,
it was
6,
good.
7.
Week
It was
8.
week 7.
Week
We
7.
got-
Okay.
Nah.
And the Rams beat them 30-20. So
Okay.
like I said, like that game's kind of up in the air. We beat the Rams already. So I would be more confident playing the Rams. These are both dome teams. So either one coming out to Philly in the cold like that, like I think we're more durable in the weather. Just looking at that simply. And that goes with the Bucks too, really. I can't see Baker Mayfield being that dominant in that weather. He said Tampa Bay is the only team I'm scared of.
Stop being scared.
I'm not scared. The only team I'm telling you that I think proposes the biggest challenge is if they get to the NFC Championship and play the Lions. They're running through everybody else, man. I'm talking my talk right now. I don't even care.
I do agree with the Baker stuff, though. I mean, Baker does have the swagger and confidence that probably no other quarterback in the league has, but like I'm still not really worried about it. If
More
I
than
had to
Josh
pick a team
Allen?
to be worried about. They're definitely on the same playing field, but I think Baker has more of that swagger to him, though. Josh Allen looks like he would be an accountant. Baker looks like he'd be a bouncer.
taxes for you.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh Allen plays like he doesn't look. You feel me? Like he's more athletic than he looks, actually, because Josh Allen is a scary one, and Lamar Jackson. Those are the two. But look what we did to Lamar. I don't know what we would do to Josh Allen. But this defense, I'm looking at them. This defense, I'm telling you, think about the quarterbacks that we have. We would have to get through the NFC. Feel me? Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford is a veteran, but he's not the old Matthew Stafford. Jaden Daniels a rookie. Baker Mayfield. You understand? Jordan Love.
Yeah.
None of those guys is, besides Stafford, are anywhere near a Hall of Fame at the moment. So you feel me what I'm trying to say? Like, what are we really worried about as far as the quarterback? There's no quarterback here that's going to stop the Eagles. It would be a full team effort. The whole team would have to break down. Saquon would have to rush for 40 on 20 attempts. Like, there's so many ways that we could win a game, and we got to do it 4 times. And I have so much confidence in this team.
It's facts. And Darren just said he got the Bucks beat in Washington. There's only been 12 rookies that's went far in the playoffs out of the whole NFL. Like, just I just don't. I think Jaden Daniels is good, and he's going to be going somewhere, and he's definitely going to be giving us some competition like in the future. But I just don't think it's his time right now. But
Nah.
if
They
if
not
the
beating
Bucks
the Bucks.
if the Bucks win this game, they will play Detroit, and the Bucks did beat Detroit
That's
at
a
their
scary
strength.
proponent. though.
That was actually the NFC Championship last year. Or no, my fault. That was the divisional round last
49ers
year.
line.
Divisional run.
Yeah.
Divisional round was Bucks
It
Lions.
was one of the earlier rounds. It wasn't the I think I remember that.
It ended on an interception. That's how it. That was a good game. Bro.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then again, like y'all
But,
said, Baker went in on the road. You feel me?
Ooh.
Because that game was in Detroit.
Yeah. Darren got a good
I
point.
think-
Lattimore
Lattimore
and Evans
versus-
always fight.
Yeah,
they
I forgot
always-
about that.
So
I
like,
do think
that's
the Bucks would handle Washington as well. Just going off of that, Jaden is a rookie, and the fact that they played pretty bad against the Cowboys in Week 18.
yeah, that's true. I don't know what it is with the Commanders, and I think that's why Commanders fans got to humble themselves. But like, if you're not blowing out the Cowboys like we did, like at home and like in Jerry World, I think you can't really say nothing just because nah, bro. Commanders are good. They're going to be better next year just because the money that they got coming in. But I just don't think that this is their year right now.
Take away
I
the
do-
Hail Mary. Take away the Eagles fluke loss. Take away two more games, and they're not in the playoffs.
Richard said, I think
Yeah.
Minnesota can beat the Lions. I feel like that too, just because Sam Darnold's going to want his get back.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Y'all, is this Sam
don't think
Darnold's
so.
first time in the?
Sam
Is this
Darnold
Sam
turned into
Darnold?
old Sam Darnold.
But is this his first time starting in the playoffs, like ever
Has to be.
in his whole
Has
career?
to be.
It's
I know he
definitely
was with
has
the
to be.
49ers. I know he's with the
Has to
Niners,
be.
but he didn't start.
Of
So-
course, has to be his first time starting. He's never played on any successful team.
Yeah,
That's why
that was his
order-
chance to win the division.
Yeah.
Bro, he
That
played
boy
like the
got
old Sam
bullied.
Darnold. I watched every throw, bro. I watched that game versus Detroit, and he looked like the old Sam Darnold. Big. Let me tell you something. These last couple of weeks, those type of games had playoff atmosphere, and he was folding. And this is where you find out who's real and who folds in the playoffs. The pressure is
That's
at an all-time high.
That's facts.
Yep.
Yo, Thomas said the only team beating the Birds is the Birds. I like
agree.
that.
That's great.
They come in
Pin
playing our game.
Pin that forever.
You know? Yeah. Then Nikki says the Lions destroyed Minnesota in Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
They did. They
Yeah.
did. And I
That's
think
second half,
it's, just,
man.
it's being at home, bro. Like, them just being at home is that fan base, bro. They want it. I think, yeah.
But that's why the Eagles would have to go in there.
Yeah, that energy. And Wayne says Jaden Daniels didn't play. Which game are you talking about, Wayne?
Yeah,
He did play. He actually played bad, and they benched him.
played
to
the
not get
first
him
half.
injured because they saw Jordan Love got injured. So they're like, you know what? We can't lose our guy because he wasn't playing well too that first half. Maybe I was
Right.
watching
He was
the game.
playing like
Yeah.
Dookie.
Playing bad. So if that's what he got,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these are these high pressure moments towards the end of the season. And when you start getting playoff atmosphere type games, and you start seeing who really can handle the pressure.
Yep.
Yeah. So we in agreement that going into this next division, I know I hate talking about ahead just because we got to play them. So we looking at the Bucks playing the Lions and us playing Minnesota moving
Yeah,
forward,
I mean,
or we
we
got
got-
the Rams.
Yeah, like we'll have to play the Bucks if the Bucks win.
We'll play the
Nah.
Bucks.
Yeah.
I thought the Bucks would play the Lions.
Nah, the Lions will play LA or Minnesota.
So they'll play, So they'll play Minnesota, and we'll play
That's
the
what
Bucks.
I thought too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if Washington win, they'll get Washington, but they won't get Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, so just looking at that, and then we already know. I think the game that everybody wants, the game that's kind of obvious, it's just simply the Lions versus the Eagles. Like that's just stating the obvious. Looking at that, let's go to the other side and let's talk about this because this would be a team that we would potentially have to face Looking at Thomas's comment, the Vikings only lost to the Lions because they changed their game plan. How do you go to the red zone 4 times
That
in
was
almost
crazy,
4 quarters?
bro.
Yeah,
So I'm saying that game was painful to watch. And then he missed Jettas on 3 straight pass attempts in the end zone. I never seen a QB1 miss his wide receiver 3 straight times.
To be fair, though, that second
3.
one, Justin should have had that.
He should
That
have.
was
He should
perfect
have.
ball.
He
yeah.
should have.
But
And
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. One was on Darnold, one was on Jefferson. One was on Darnold. Like the whole game was just wicky wacky for the Vikings. They could have
look
made the game
nervous.
more. They could have made exactly. They look nervous. They could have made the game more competitive, but they, like you said, they look.
This is why I say this, bro. The Vikings do not win games that matter. They just don't. They never have.
Okay.
Jokers.
The Vikings do
Professional
not
jokers.
win games that matter.
That's a good statement.
That's a good take. Yeah, that's a good take right there.
I know these comments are going to tear me up, but I'm ready for all of it. The Vikings do not win games that matter. They just don't.
That's true.
At least in the last, let me rephrase that, in the last 10 years.
Last 10
Well,
years.
you remember in 2017, then you remember going back even to when they had that year when they won at 13 games and then they went and lost and right away. Like they've had so
That's
much
what they
bad.
always do, bro.
Yeah, like don't be
Mhm.
surprised if the Rams beat them and then they're out because they're the 5th seed, they're on the road, they don't have that momentum. You feel me? I'm glad the Eagles didn't end up with a situation in Washington, like I said, fell away from us because, like I said, look at the wins that Minnesota have, and now they're the number 5 seed on the road because
Yeah, they're
couldn't
going to
win the division.
LA. Yeah, going to LA. Like, and they got with the best record. Like, your team is clearly like record wise better than the Rams, but you got to
Yeah.
go to their house. Like
Exactly.
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That was my concern. I was like, yo, Washington and Philly cannot end up in a situation where we end up in a wild card and they end up with the division but then we started pulling away from them well after that. So I had no worry about that no more.
Darren says we spanked the Lions last season. I think Darren, I think that was the year 2022.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
I think that was 22.
That was week 1, and it was actually a close game. It was like
close.
3-point
It was a shootout. It was like a 30-something. And I remember that game too. That was the first time he hit AJ like on a crazy. And I was
that was AJ's first game. Yep.
That was the first time we saw
that's
AJ.
AJ's first game. And I'm like, yo, if this is what AJ got, man, we in for something. And like I said, he transformed the offense, and then Saquon transformed the offense, and now we need the Super Bowl.
Actually, fellas, we lost that game 35-38.
Nah, we didn't.
We won that game. We won that game. My bad. I was looking at something else. We 38-35.
For that game, but
38-35. Yeah.
That game
That's back when Jalen's pass games, bro.
That was
Miles
week
Sanders
1, right?
had
Week
96 yards. Miles Sanders had 96 yards. Jalen had 90 rushing yards. Gainwell had 20. AJ had 155. Dallas Goedert 60.
Yep.
Bro. Yo, that's when he caught that basket, bro. He threw the Willie. He did the Willie Mays down the sideline, bro. I couldn't believe it because Eagles hadn't had a player like that since T.O. when I seen that happen. I was like,
I was at McGillen's in Philly for that. Shout out McGillen's.
So going over to the AFC, Chargers, Texans. Who y'all got with that?
Chargers. Texans look weak.
Yeah,
Texans slacking, man. CJ Stroud, sophomore slump.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they beat them by like 3 scores.
Like blowout. You know what's weird? That there's always a blowout in the playoff or a game where it's like, damn, why are you even here? No, that might be the one.
Damn.
I think I'm predicting that's going to be the one.
CJ Stroud and Strouding right now, bro. The Pittsburgh Ravens game.
I got Ravens.
Baltimore got their number.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has looked sad. They look sorry the past 5 weeks, bro.
Another one. They're in the Houston vibe too.
Well, they did play some tough teams
will make
back
them
to back.
A little better though.
Those are tough teams back to back though. Like
yeah.
But they were supposed to be a good team though. They was in first place at that time.
They were 10-2, bro. They finished with 10 wins still.
Yeah. And then you got the Broncos and the Bills. I'm with the Bills on this one. Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'll take
Bo Nix is kind of like Jaden Daniels right now. Like rookie coming in, getting to see what the postseason's like.
Yeah.
Bo Nix was tough too, though.
I like Bo Nix too, yeah.
He's cool.
His rushing element is becoming a factor, so he rushes.
Thomas said if Ravens don't have Zay, the Steelers got them. Yeah.
I think Zay's done, right?
Actually, I forgot about Zay.
Zay Flowers is done.
I still don't think that they can hold up.
Did y'all see
Lamar
George
Jackson? Lamar Jackson is the one, bro, who don't play well also in big games too. Y'all know historically he has folded in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So can he get
that is
over that
true.
hump? Can he
But you
do
can
it,
say that
man?
about Josh Allen as well.
Josh
I'm saying
Allen. Yep.
it
Nah, but
just comes
Josh
to
Allen
when
is the
Lamar
Chiefs.
play like
Yeah.
the Chiefs or the Bills.
Nah, I wouldn't compare Josh
You can't
Allen
beat them.
to Lamar Jackson in the play because Josh Allen has almost beat Mahomes a handful of times already and then toe to toe with him. Lamar just folds, bro. He folds in the playoffs, bro. It's already proven. Like he does not play well in the playoffs and on big games. Think about it. Think about what Lamar did after he played the Eagles, and think
But
about how
what
he
about
looked.
Joe Burrow too, bro?
Joe Burrow, to be
Buffalo
honest with you,
actually
been.
beat them this
I
year.
think,
Buffalo
look,
beat
look,
Kansas City, I think, right?
I'm not that
Yeah.
confident in Baltimore in the playoffs just because of Lamar Jackson's history in the playoffs, and like I just don't think they're gonna do it. I think Buffalo, the Buffalo, and surprisingly, look out for LA because LA is well coached. I think that
They
they
are
like a
good.
team. They could get on a game where they could blow out like Houston, like Scotty said, and then just get on a little roll.
The
But
Chargers.
Buffalo's the team to watch in the AFC over Kansas City over everybody because Josh Allen is really playing well. But I've watched a lot of their games, and Josh Allen is playing at a very high level.
It's definitely going to be like the Chargers, like you said, Jay. The Chargers have been playing really well, and I actually like watching them play. They're fun to watch, but bro, we all know it's either going to be Kansas City or Buffalo over there.
I know,
Like
man.
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
yeah, but you got to look
I
at it
wish
like this: the Chargers,
Scotty
the
right
Chargers
though.
are a
Scotty
running
right.
back, a wide receiver away from being that top tier team. Like
They
they
are.
made it, they made it to the fifth seed, bro, in the AFC. So that shows progress compared to what they were doing last year. So like they're in a position to where like as a whole in the bigger picture, they just got to build off what they got. Like that's like I hate to say it, but that's kind of where the Commanders are at too. Like they just got to build off what they got. Same thing
Even
with the
when they were
Broncos.
there, the
What's
Chargers
that?
when they were in the playoffs a couple years ago, they
Mm-hmm.
were like whooping on Jacksonville. I think Asante Samuel Jr. had like 3 picks, but then they ended
Yeah,
up losing. But like that's a team that has potential, especially with that rookie, the white boy, the wide receiver,
McConkey or
McConkey,
uh,
something.
McConkey. Yeah, bro, he's
McConkey,
nice.
Mm-hmm.
McConkey. Yeah, McConkey. He's
McConkey.
good. Yeah,
He
he's good. He's
definitely
good.
is.
He's
They do
definitely
need a
good.
running back though.
Yeah, Dobbins is he's solid, but
He's just injury
bro,
prone.
bro, what if they fuck around and just get Scatterboo? I don't know, bro. I like when I saw Scatterboo play against Texas.
Oh,
I
Arizona
like,
State.
yeah. So that
I've
don't
been
be
hearing a
surprised
lot
if you
about
see something
Yeah, he
Scatterboo. I
like
don't
good.
that.
watch college football a lot, but I've been hearing his name everywhere.
He did real
Yeah,
good against Texas. That was a
yeah.
good game.
Right now is the best time to watch college football because these are all players that potentially can get picked up in the draft, maybe first and second round. So like that's the only reason why I really watch the playoffs right now and put some parlays
I love
in.
college
But
football.
but yeah,
Yeah, I know it.
uh, he said Lamar does fold. He said Lamar has a losing record in the playoffs and against the Steelers. That's tough.
Damn, he
Yeah,
has a
so
losing record against the Steelers. I didn't know that.
that could
Oh,
be a
actually,
weird
yeah,
that
I
Yeah,
could
did
be a
know that.
weird game. But I think this season they handled them twice, right? So
Yeah.
even records could speak, but at the end of the day, it's about present day. They might
Josh
win
plays
that
it all
game,
the
but
way
I don't
through.
think I think if he get in a higher stakes game after this, boys, I don't think he could do it. I don't know. I love Lamar too.
Oh
I
my God,
wish,
I forgot about that. The Chargers got
Yeah.
Zeke. Yo, that is the dumbest signing I've ever seen,
he
bro.
said they straight up. That is a joke. Jared is joke. He said they straight. Definitely, they just short up the running game right there. They got an MVP.
Yeah, for
Well,
I
you
sure.
know he
forgot all
reached out
about
to
that.
Philly to come to Philly, right? He reached out
He
to
did
Philly
that last
first.
year too.
Yeah, he reached out to Philly. If I'm a Cowboy fan and Zeke's somebody who's like, if I had his jersey
My
and I see that he
hero.
wants to go to my rival like that, come on, bro. Like
We already got a number
that's
16, bro.
yeah, we're not
We don't
gonna we're
need
not
that.
gonna bring your
10
career back like we
touchdown.
did Saquon.
Ten a
Like we did
touchdown.
we can't do that like we did Saquon, bro. Sorry. I think he's 2 contracts short of getting where Saquon is.
That
Um
is jokes.
But yeah, then we got Wayne. Wayne said Lamar never had a Derrick Henry in the playoffs. He
That
was
is
doing
true.
it. Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good point. Very
That
good
is
point,
very
Wayne.
good point.
Very
yeah.
good
I
point. He
didn't
might
even
be
That's
think
missing
about
Zay,
that.
but he got Derrick
hey, I
Henry
like
minus
that.
them.
I like that,
That's a
Wayne. I
very
like
good
that.
point.
Now it's kind of funny how they use Derrick Henry. They really don't even use him till the second half of the games. Like it's almost like they building it up. Now I like that.
Wait, hold on. How about
So
this? Let me put a scenario in y'all minds real quick.
what's
So
up?
say Say Lamar wins MVP this year. That gives him what, 3 or 4?
3.
Mhm.
So 3 MVPs. Say he goes on to win the Super Bowl. Is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He
I
on
would.
pace.
I
You
Yeah,
mean,
don't
for
think
sure.
so?
yeah,
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
Aaron's got 4 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl, and he's a historical playoff loser. Other than that one. So if
I think
Lamar
when
got
you
that one,
oh, he would be. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. And you add Lamar's Russian records and all the Russian accolades he got. I definitely. I mean, if he wins a Super, because like you said, he only won one, and he's a historical loser. So that's a very good comparison.
yeah.
yeah,
Everybody watching too. Like, let me get y'all. Let's get
yeah, I want
y'all's
to hear
opinion
that
on
from
that.
everybody.
Yeah, we want to get y'all's opinion on that. He said Aaron's washed. Let's see what Warren says. We don't need we don't need his bum ass. Yeah,
You don't
hey,
need a
facts. And then hey, Gio has a good question. He said, real question. What do you guys think about the star player for the Dolphins saying he wants out? Tyreek Hill.
Nope. You need to stay.
Or Ramsey
I
too.
saw something earlier today that said that he's actually open to discussing uh, staying in Miami, and he's talking with the team about it. So I
Yeah,
don't know,
but
but
I got something for you guys though too. Name me a star receiver that won a Super Bowl with a big deal contract, like a big like got assigned to a huge deal. Name me a wide receiver that won a Super Bowl.
I saw something like this on Twitter like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah,
Damn.
there's
There isn't
none.
very many, if any. Yeah,
There's none. And Tyreek Hill made that mistake by not taking a friendly deal, staying with the Chiefs. Now look at him.
Right. He went for the
yeah,
money, so stick it out, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
he might as well. Apparently, he loves Miami. Like, if anybody knows about Tyreek
Man,
right
I've been
now,
to Miami.
he loves
Everybody's gonna
Miami.
love Miami's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
all
he,
your
like
kids are down there too.
yeah, he's loving Miami. Now, what if they work out a deal to get him in Dallas? What do y'all think? Because I think
It's still Dallas. It don't matter.
How are they going to be able oh, you said if they work out a deal, because how are you going to pay CD, Dak, Micah, and Tyreek?
they're gonna have
they'll let
so much
somebody go.
salary
They'll
cap
let
for
somebody
somebody.
go.
They would
They're
have to let Micah
salary cap
go.
issues.
They might let Diggs go because the injuries.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I can
true.
see them letting Diggs go. Let's see what everybody answered. So we got Wayne. Wayne said 3. Gio said Aaron Rodgers is washed. Yeah.
Oh, I don't
It
mean
is.
Aaron now. I just mean like overall, not just him right
Okay.
now.
Wayne says I think Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Yeah.
I said that too.
Yeah. McNabb has a better winning record than Aaron Rodgers, including
Damn,
playoffs.
that's interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shout
Bro,
out to
people
Wayne
sleep
with
on
the facts.
McNabb.
Wayne is pulling up some good facts.
Yeah. People
Wayne
sleep
does
on
this every
McNabb.
week, bro. Wayne
Yeah.
is a elite commenter.
Yeah. Yeah. Wayne's takes are I like Wayne's takes. Yo, like McNabb, look at McNabb's record, bro. Like the way he plays is kind of like Jalen. Like I know we talked about that last week. But yeah,
I can
his
hear the
versatile.
smile on your face, bro. This man loves
Yeah,
talking
bro.
about McNabb.
Hey, McNabb. That was the first quarterback I. That was at my first Eagles game, bro. That was the first quarterback I saw. Like,
Nah, I feel
yeah,
you.
bro.
Yeah, when I got
That
to
was
the
my first
Eagles too, when I
quarterback I
started
saw
rooting
too.
for them, he was the first one I started rooting. But I've never really been that big on him, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that he didn't play well. I don't know. There was other players that I had an affinity for him over him.
I think
For
he
sure.
just was. He didn't have good leadership in the
That's
locker
what it
room.
was. That's what
He
it was.
definitely didn't have good
Yeah,
leadership. Yeah.
That's what it was to me. And I'm looking at other quarterbacks. I'm like around the league, like, damn, this guy, why this guy act so arrogant? Like, you understand, like compared to the other guys, like.
yeah. Let's see what Thomas says. He said Lamar did so much stat padding. Look at the game from those MVP seasons. Yeah, I think it's more the fact that he's a triple threat and he's doing this. Let's be real here, y'all. He doesn't have an elite receiver like the Eagles have one,
That's true.
like the Vikings. Like he
I mean,
doesn't.
Zay
I
was
would.
good. Zay Flowers is a good receiver, bro. When healthy, Zay Flowers can do it. He has
I
a
He's
number
put.
not
one.
elite
I
though. I
put
don't think he's
Zay.
elite
He's
though.
not
Nah, he's
I
not
elite.
put
elite
Zay
at all.
Flowers. I put Zay Flowers next to St. Brown. As
Nah,
receivers.
No, St. Brown is better
Bro,
than him.
St. Brown's better.
St.
way
Brown's
better.
better than
St.
him. I
Brown's
think
better.
St.
Zay is
Brown's
a solid.
elite.
Zay is not elite, but he's a solid one, and he's definitely a good receiver. I just think that he doesn't get the ball enough because of the rushing game and over there. Same thing like with AJ and Devontae. The rushing game gets him involved with their stats. You understand what I'm trying to say? And their
I think
game.
if Devontae were to go to Baltimore, Devontae Smith, if he were to go to Baltimore, he would be wide receiver 1, and
He
Zay
would be the
two.
one. We got to
Facts.
pull up that graphic. There's a graphic, all 32 teams. Where would Devontae start? And like I think he was.
Oh yeah, I saw
Did
that.
you see
yeah.
that graph? We gotta
Yeah.
get that for the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to see if you can pull that up and we can put that up here so people can see it. But yeah, Devontae Smith will go on at least 20 other teams.
Be the
He'll
one?
be
At
wide
least,
receiver 1.
yeah, at least 20.
All
Yeah.
right, so let me ask you something. So we're on wide receiver 1 and 2 combos. How y'all feel about Jalen Waddle?
What did he do this year?
Trash.
That's what I'm
That's
trying to
what
say
I thought.
because that's who they always would compare us to. Like, oh, AJ, they have the better. Even T. Higgins. Like, I still don't think
Yeah.
there's a better duo than even T. Higgins and Jamar. Jamar's good, but T. Higgins doesn't fit that 2 role how Devontae fits a 2 role. I feel like the best duo is AJ and Devontae. That's the best.
People
duo.
can say that about us too, or they can say that about Devontae too, though, based off this year. If you're just a casual fan and you didn't watch Eagles games, on paper it looks like Devontae's not as good as he is.
He's not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Based off stats.
You know, this season,
That's true.
when I realized Devontae, and I've always had confidence in Devontae, but if you watch the mic'd up, after when AJ got injured in that game and Jalen tells Kellen, yo, we got to get the ball to 6. Like, you understand? Like, automatically, he already knew you about to slide into the 1 receiver spot and you're already about to take over the game. And what did he do? He took over the game. So that showed that game to me just upped him more with me because I'm like, Devontae could be a 1 on other teams. He definitely could.
Devontae Smith
Hey.
has his mentality is like Jalen Hurts a little bit.
What Darren
Like-
just said, I swear I was just thinking that. I said Zay Flowers is more comparable to DJ Moore.
Ooh,
That's a
Nah.
good comparison.
I swear I was
wouldn't do
thinking
I
that.
think but like
That's
DJ
funny.
Moore is tough though. Like he's tough. He's
He
a
is.
good.
He is.
Yeah.
We talk about these guys like they love because they're the lower tier of the ones.
My
There's
Philly boy.
2 ones.
yeah, that's man. Nah,
Zay was on my
that's facts.
fantasy team too. He definitely the
He
week.
said, "Can't
But
stand him."
Darren
Stand
said
him.
that right. But the week before that, he's posted up some decent. I think he got me 12 or something like that. He didn't fold though.
Does Hill got a?
Hey,
Can he
No.
go to
Oh,
Baltimore?
hey, no offense to the commenters, but can we get back to Philly?
Facts.
yeah, we got some more shit to talk about.
Yeah, but
no,
that's facts.
just to answer your question before we go back, I think that is a possibility, especially if because they got a lot of people on the offense that are on the last year of their contract, so it could happen. But go ahead, back to the Birds.
Yeah, no. Let's see.
Yo, Antoine, you funny as hell for that.
Hey, that's true. We're here to talk about the Birds.
Now we were talking about the playoffs, and we ended up talking.
Yeah, we talking about the players.
That was funny.
We went down a rabbit hole, bro.
I like that
But
y'all
you said we
have
still
confidence to ask us this.
Let's stop possession guy and let Devontae. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think Dotson can be that guy, and we saw him getting 94 yards. I think that boosted up his confidence as a receiver, and he just better catch the ball when Jalen throws it to him, bro. Like that's my biggest thing.
But how
Like,
many
I
number
feel-
3
You made that look
receivers?
easy.
How many number 3 receivers do we know in the NFL?
Yeah,
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying, like we
That's a
still
shot.
want
That's a good point.
Actually, like
we
That's a
still
shot.
want a number 3, but there's not that many good number 3 receivers in the league. So
But I
That's a
think we
shuffle
say that because we put Dallas Goedert right there too.
yeah, for sure.
If we
No,
didn't
but that
have
Antoine's right.
yeah.
That's a very good point, Antoine. When you
a
look
tight
at
end can be a
teams,
3.
you look at 1 and 2, you barely ever hear 3 is a dog or a threat. 3 is the interchangeable spot.
I can't
that
think
is
of a
true.
3.
That's true in the regular season, but we talk about the postseason.
Dotson's are 3.
Postseason now, we got to do the unexpected. So, like Dotson can be that person that they don't expect. If you got Dallas, you got AJ, and you got Devontae, they weren't about Saquon.
Where's Johnny
like,
Wilson,
Dotson
man?
should be
Johnny
wide open.
Wilson should. I don't know what's up with Johnny Wilson. I think he should.
Did he even play on Sunday?
He played.
He played. He
Yeah,
was
he
there.
did.
I actually, because I put it in Sun, I thought he might score. Film. I was like, maybe he might score today, because he scored already. He been getting a couple of targets. He is Anaya Smith and EJ Jenkins, man. Come on.
EJ Jenkins was crazy, bro. I forgot about him, and then he scored a touchdown. I was like,
Yeah. Hey, I'm
I
glad
didn't know who
Anaya
it was
Smith
at
scored a
first.
touchdown I'm glad Anaya Smith scored a touchdown because
Yeah,
y'all
me too,
remember
for
in training
confidence
camp.
levels.
Yeah, in training camp, CJ was on his ass, bro. I remember CJ yelled at him. He was like, "You haven't done anything all camp, bro." Like I'm glad he got his touchdown. He got his touches in. He was technically supposed to be our punt and kick returner,
Right.
but he got kicked off of that position. So that's just crazy. But
Dotson was returning punts. I don't know why we don't use him over Cooper to protect
That, bro,
him.
I've been saying that for like 5 weeks now, bro.
Yeah,
Like, take Coop
protect
out and
Cooper,
put
man.
Jahan in.
Protect
yeah,
Cooper, man.
But
Just put
whatever.
Jahan Johnson. We have replacement people for 3. You feel me?
yeah.
Right.
But I think we can expect more touches from Dotson and Gainwell going into this game because as much as we talk about Saquon, AJ, and Devontae, like those are going to be the people they have film on. Like they got film on them, even though we haven't seen all 3 of them play at once very many times. There's film on them, so there's not much film on Gainwell and Dotson. Definitely no film on him. So I think if we put ourselves in that position, we can definitely upset a lot of people.
I just don't think Jalen's gonna throw to Dots. I can agree with the Gainwell. I do think Gainwell's gonna get some more touches, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Dotson's gonna be a threat at all in the playoffs. And also, yeah, there is film on AJ, but AJ is him. So
Yeah, yeah.
watch as much film as you want. You're not doing nothing to
It
him.
don't matter.
Yeah, it don't
Yeah.
matter. And you
Yeah,
remember
like
AJ
TL
said
That's
said,
facts. That's facts. Yeah,
big
when
time
you're a wide
players make
receiver
big
like
time
that.
plays.
That's true.
So we
Now the
can't depend
only
on Dotson to do nothing like big time players.
and
Yeah.
we got to expect Saquon to do something too. I think this is
Yep.
Saquon's first time playing in a playoff game at home, like his first
yeah,
home
his first home
playoff game.
playoff game.
So you know he's going to
Mm.
take off. You know Mekhi Becton's going to take off. Like Zach Bond's going to take off.
You
Like
said
so
the words
many.
right out my mouth. That was the next name I was gonna say because that's another person who rediscovered his love for football and is playing at the highest level of his career. And you can see it in his face, you know, when he's on the field, like he's a leader of that defense in the middle and he takes care. I'm telling you, him and CJ Gardner Johnson, we knew CJ Gardner Johnson. That's what we wanted him back. We all could agree. We wanted him back because we wanted his swagger back in the locker room. We wanted his leadership. So when he
Mhm.
came back, but I did not expect this from Zach Bond.
That's facts. And I'm gonna add to what Gio's saying right now. So my thing is, I have the utmost confidence that we can be in the Super Bowl, but we need to be in the Super Bowl if this team plays at its best. I think like I said, I feel like the Steelers game was the best game our offense played. Which game do y'all feel like was the best our defense played? Like they had a lot of games, but if you were to
I'll
narrow
give you
down
one.
one game,
I'll give you the Washington game. You know why I say that? Because I'll tell you why. Because in that game, I don't know the exact numbers, but I just know that 70 yards of their little measly yards that they got came on the last drive in the fourth quarter in garbage time. We really held them to under 200 yards for the whole game. They did nothing. It looked different. We'll go back to the Washington game, the first game versus Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Completely
first one, okay.
overwhelmed them. And the score is gonna make it look easy, closer, but it wasn't because that last drive they caught 70 yards. I think they had 200 yards for the game or two something, and they had 70 on that last drive. So you do the math.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I think it was both Dallas games.
Yeah, both Dallas games. The
That's what I was
last
gonna
Dallas
say.
game.
I was gonna say the first Dallas game.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, bro, this recent Dallas game that we had 6 takeaways. They had 6 points. The first time we played Dallas, we had 4 takeaways. They had 7
That's
points.
true.
So,
Right.
Yeah,
I think
they had
7,
six.
something like
They had
that.
six.
They had 6 the first time, and then the second time they had 7, right?
Right.
Something like or 9. I don't know.
That's terrible.
They
They got
stuck.
punched this year by Philly.
Gio said we taking
Yeah.
it all. We gonna take it all. I don't think it's gonna be easy though, bro. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy after Green Bay. After Green Bay, it's not gonna be easy.
It's not gonna be easy with Green Bay, bro. Trust me. It's the playoffs. People wake
Even
up.
the
People start playing like they didn't play the whole season, bro. Everybody eats their Wheaties in the playoffs, bro. Somebody becomes a hero. You cannot sleep on any single team, drive. Every possession counts. Every yard counts. This is the playoffs. You played 18 weeks, 17 games, 18 weeks to get to this point, and now you put everything on display, bro. This is a full goal. Everybody's 100% throttle. So that's why you
Yeah.
cannot sleep on opponents because you don't know who's gonna wake up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I say the
That's-
difference between Green Bay this year and Green Bay last year. Last year they came in the playoffs
Hot.
scorching hot,
Hot.
scorching hot. This year,
They call.
like you said, the last 3 weeks, Jay, like they don't look too hot. So that's why I'm more confident going into the our playoff matchup with them, other than when they played Dallas last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best way to put it. Facts.
And they talking about this concussion protocol too with Jalen. I think that's why Vegas has us only winning by 4. And a lot of people are actually saying that we're going to lose to the Packers because of this whole concussion protocol. I think Jalen's fine. That's just my personal opinion. I think he's fine. Like we talked about earlier, I think they just wanted him away from the media last week.
Mhm.
And then this week, like, it's time for him to play. Like, he's ready.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
do
the
know
thing
concussion
about-
protocol gets crazy, though.
The thing about like when a quarterback is rusty, I mean the playoffs is different, but from what I've known from my years of watching football, when a quarterback is rusty like that and he comes in and plays, you have to start out with run the ball, whatever, but you have to get hitch routes, you got to get slants, you got to get RPOs, something easy over the middle. Like you just got to let this man find a rhythm himself and give him the plays to where he can set that up. It's got to be a lot of short pass, like short gain passes, stuff like that, and then the deep stuff will come once his confidence gets back up. So if we could do that, which is like, it sounds simple, but I guarantee you they won't do it. We could be perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
Yep.
That's why it's hard to worry about Jalen because it's like, yeah, he is rusty. Like he's gonna be rusty, but will they put him in the right position to knock the rust off? That's what I'm worried about.
That's true. I like that. That's a good point. Going kind of stepping away a little bit from that and kind of talking about some news because I want y'all's feedback on it. Me personally, I don't like it. It kind of frustrates me that this is happening. But Kellen Moore, getting basically they're trying to set up interviews with them. They said it's New Orleans, and I was told another team as well, the Jaguars. I hate it's giving me Jonathan Gannon vibes a little bit. And I think the NFL needs to do something about these coaches, like talking about interviews in the postseason. They got to stop this, bro. Like, I'm not saying Kellen Moore hates Philly, but definitely if we're not playing up to Kellen's scheme and he knows that, we all know that, like, I think Jonathan Gannon lost that Super Bowl game for us. I personally think he did.
He definitely did.
And then the next morning, you know, he has an interview.
You're the top 5 defense, and you couldn't figure out an answer.
And then he stayed in Arizona.
Exactly. And then you got the Saints
that was so
asking
petty,
for
bro.
him. And if we go to the Super Bowl.
And now it's New Orleans, bro.
Yeah,
I just realized that. That is some BS.
Yeah. But you know what, Moore? You know why I agree with you when you say the NFL should do something about it? Because ain't no way you're going to tell me that there's not a little piece of that coach's brain looking at the next down the road when he's supposed to be looking at what's on his plate. There's no way you're going to tell me he's getting these offers from teams and he's not thinking about it and looking at film on these guys. Well, I could get this guy, I could have this guy, when he should be worried about the game.
That's facts. Like they gotta find, there has to be some type of rule in place. Like maybe they did reach out for an interview, but I feel like that doesn't even need to be discussed, bro.
No,
like,
you basically put in a request for after, but okay, you put in the request, but now it's in their head. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now they could do their own homework on the back end. They could ask their own people to check out this team, check out their roster, let me know. I just don't think the interview request should happen until the season's completely over on all sides, because it definitely gets involved with the coach and his game plan. I know he's human. There's no way.
Yeah. Human nature.
He's a human. It's human nature for it to be in the back of his mind when he's trying to prepare for a big game.
Yeah, you're trying to prepare for the game. You're trying to get Jalen right. You're trying to get Saquon right. And I look at it like this. That time that he could be spending, that time that he's probably looking at the roster on that team right now. Like somebody tells you, I'm going to give you the Saints offense. You're looking at that quarterback. You're looking at that running back. You're looking at that wide receiver. That time you're probably looking at that. That could be time you could be looking at film or trying to figure out a move to make with the Birds. Like that's kind of how I look at that. And I hope they come up with some type of new policy.
Right.
But I do get it. This is the NFL, and those teams like the Patriots who fire their coach the next day, like they got to hurry up and make a move because the draft is right around the corner. So I definitely get that, but I don't know. I feel like you should only be able to reach out to those teams that are out.
Right.
Yeah. So
like you said, it'll be in the back of the coach's mind that this my last ride with this team, instead of you just being free and relaxed. Like, let me game plan and scheme something up to win this next game, and go on from there. But if you're already interviewing and possibly looking at a new job, it's gonna be in your mind whether you want it to or not.
Yeah, and Wayne has a good point. He has a good point. And think about this: we've all been to interviews, bro. Like, if you've been in the interview, you got to have your information and you got to talk your shit during the interview. Like, you're telling me that he's not thinking about the right things to say to get that head coaching job.
Right.
Like, he has to come up with the right stuff to say. He's got to pitch it right.
Like, he's literally going to sleep tonight thinking about, damn, I got two jobs, two offers. You feel me?
I mean, if we win a Super Bowl, though, like that makes it. The thing is, the Super Bowl would make it look even better for him, though. So like he's got to be focusing on what's the task at hand. But like you said, Warren, this got to stop, bro. Like, that's just, you can't talk to players while their team is in the playoffs. I mean, coaches. Sorry, you can't talk to coaches while they're
because it's over for you. It's over for my coach too. Nah, man, come on.
Man. But I'm a little bit frustrated too. Not frustrated, but look at it like this: why is it the Eagles' offensive coordinator? Why are we not hearing anything about Ben Johnson? Why are we not hearing about that defensive coordinator for the Lions?
Right.
Like, why are we not hearing that? And also, what made those? Because remember, the Lions were good last year. Why are those coordinators wanting to stay on this team? What is it about? What is it about that culture that our culture doesn't have, to where these coordinators are saying, "Yo, like, I want to stay. I want to stay with the Eagles." Like, Stoutland stayed with us. Stoutland's not going anywhere. So, like,
remember, Kellen Moore got a lot of say in the offense this year. Because remember, Lurie said, "I'm taking it back. I'm giving each coordinator a lot of responsibility more than Sirianni." And it looked like the season it played out like that. It looked like we never had a hump as far as offensively. It just looked like they were just kept running with the running game. Like, yo, if this is what's working, this is what we're gonna do, until they made Jalen pull out all his tricks out his hat, and throw for 298 and prove he could still pass. But Fangio, we know, is not going nowhere. Kellen Moore,
Fangio's not going anywhere.
I would hope he would stay. I would hope he would stay another year and, like, let's try to do this running back. If we win, let's try to do this. Or even if we don't win, let's try to get back at it again. But I just hate this whole. I just think there should be even a minimum on what coordinator should stay. I think there should even be a minimum. Like, you got to stay a 2-year minimum at a team. Like,
there is a rule, though.
I think they need to completely flip everything around. Like, because this one and done, it makes the NFL so, like, and I just feel like it's a copycat league. Of course it is, but it's like, whenever somebody else is doing good, everybody wants a piece of it.
Right. And I agree. I agree with that, bro. But at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. So we saying that because we on the short end of the business right now.
We're fans.
The very short end. We're at the bottom.
Yeah. But if we was at the bottom and it was a hot coordinator, we would want him to be our head coach too, right?
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
But let's be real, though. Is Kellen Moore really, like, I personally wouldn't want Kellen Moore to be my head coach. That's just me. Like, now I would definitely take Doug Peterson to be the next offensive coordinator, though.
Nah.
No.
But look, Warren, I'll put it like this, though. I think some coaches is made to be head coaches, and I think some coaches is made to be coordinators. Like, that's what they fit.
He's made to be a coordinator, bro.
I think he's made to be a coordinator. I don't think he's made to be a head coach. That's personal opinion.
Me neither.
Yeah. Like
what do we know about? Yeah. I just think, I don't know, bro. He's got such a good offensive mind that, like, a lot of those coaches that are known as, like, defensive mind coaches are typically the ones that become head coaches, and the offensive minds typically stay coordinators.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, kind of like
historically
a little bit.
Exactly.
I just remember Jonathan Gannon when he was with the Cardinals, bro, and they did that, like, that behind the scenes, and Buddy was like, "Did anybody take the bus to camp today?" Then he's like, "You got that fire in your belly?" I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "This dude, I don't think he's gonna be a good. I don't think he's gonna be a good head coach." I don't remember that. Yeah,
I
you said you
remember
got
it.
that fire in your belly.
Bro,
Great as
all
hell.
the look at all the coordinators that left us. Shane Steichen, him,
Mhm.
everybody who's left us, they're not having major success anywhere. They leave Philly and they definitely are not going up anywhere else, So I don't know why he would want to leave.
Yeah, like these. That's something we got to think about.
It's what
Money.
Antoine said. It's a business.
Now it is
Money and
good,
What
but we're
Antoine
opportunity.
not
said,
losing
money.
Vic
It's money.
Fangio.
I gotta keep looking at it, but like through the lens Antoine said, we're at the short end. For them, it's business, it's money, opportunity. Hey, listen, I get to better city. You understand?
Yep.
Now I would say this. Y'all got to think about it like this though too. The reason why, like every NFL team right now, they've switched offensive coordinators. Like offensive coordinators usually don't stay after 3 years. So it's no team has stayed with the same offensive coordinator. So like it's gonna happen, but you got to think about the situation that we are in. We are in a situation to where Nick Sirianni was supposed to be that offensive mind coordinator and the head coach. He was supposed to be that guy.
That's
But
true.
but they realize he can't do that. He's not he's not that guy. Like he's just not.
Wasn't
So
he a quarterback coach?
yeah, he was a
Wide
quarterback
receiver.
coach. Yeah,
Wide
but he
receiver
was
coach?
Wide receiver.
wide receiver. I thought he was going to be. I thought he was a quarterback coach for the Colts.
Nah,
For the
he was
Chiefs, I thought.
he was a wide receiver coach
Uh,
because he played wide receiver. Then he elevated up to quarterback coach, then coordinator, and all that other stuff.
okay.
But
But yeah, and then it's like at the end of the day, if we were to lose our offensive coordinator, he's supposed to fill in that role, but he's not. So that's another reason why a lot of people do not like Nick Sirianni being the head coach,
I say,
because at the end of the day, he doesn't have that offensive mind to where this team can do those things.
yeah, my thing with Nick Sirianni, like I just feel like he either got to become a better play caller, so it wouldn't matter who the coordinator is. Like with Andy Reid, it really don't matter who the
Exactly.
coordinator is. Like,
Yep.
give
Yeah.
me some plays. I'm gonna call these plays, to the best of my ability. I
Yeah.
think he either got to be better at play calling or he got to win a Super Bowl. Either
To
or.
shut it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's right though. His play calling is the reason why he lost the right to call plays, because he's not calling good plays.
Right.
That's negative as a head coach. That's not good. So it's either you win a Super Bowl with this style or you call better plays and take over.
He tried
Yeah.
like every year
He
he's
tried
been
multiple times.
trying
Yeah.
to call plays, but
It
it
just
ain't
don't
working.
work.
And I don't
Yeah.
work.
He gave the play calling to Shane Steichen in 21, like the last 8 games.
Yep.
Like that's when he finally gave it over to him. And we saw they went to the playoff just based off that.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if the Colts might be firing Shane Steichen too, the way the Colts organization is right now. So what if we get him back? So there's a lot of scenarios to where I personally wouldn't mind Doug Peterson. I wouldn't mind Shane Steichen. Like,
You keep trying to
kind of
spin the
work
block, Warren.
What's that?
You keep trying to spin the block.
Hey,
Nah,
I think that 22
brother.
season
going,
was the
yeah.
best season. Yeah,
I don't think that
that
would mesh
22
well in
season.
the building. I don't think
Right.
that era's gone. I don't think it would do well in the building now.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Especially with the running game.
Nah,
The
I'm
way
saying
it
like
is
with
now.
Doug Peterson coming back, being a Super Bowl winning coach to becoming a coordinator under
Yeah,
Under the person
I know.
you got
Hey, I
fired
can't
in
dream,
Oh,
bro. I can't
shit.
dream.
You can
Under
dream.
Nick
You can
too,
dream,
that'd be
baby.
crazy.
Yeah. Hey, I like the dream, bro. I like the dream. But yeah.
Still
With
love
that said,
Dougie P though. We love Dougie P though.
yeah, definitely. It hurts confirmed out.
Nah, we
It
just
hurts
waiting on him
confirmed.
to
Nah,
have
he's not.
full practice.
Now I
He
know
was
he's
told
gonna
it.
be back tomorrow, but we can't officially say like we said. Ian Book getting us all waived is the type is telling you that he's gonna come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
But pretty
well,
much,
news
if he
reporters.
doesn't come back tomorrow, if for whatever reason he
That's
doesn't
history.
practice tomorrow, he's not going to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because they would have to tomorrow. The game plan start getting installed as the practice, and he would miss Thursday, Friday, which is more walkthroughs and installs, and he wouldn't be able to play. It's a playoff game. There's a lot of attention to detail.
Yeah.
If he doesn't play, are y'all comfortable with Kenny Pickett being in there?
No, I want Tanner. But I don't even want to have this conversation, bro. Jalen's going to play. We good.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about it because Ian Book is. I'm telling you, he got waived. They opened up a slot. They just don't want him on the camera. He got to answer 5,000 questions. They just trying to keep everything down to a minimum until the game comes on. Because you already know how
In a
many.
perfect world, they put Jalen in some like hyperbaric chamber underground in a tunnel, and this man was practicing the whole time.
Yeah,
Yo,
that'd be funny.
hey,
That'd be funny. Yeah.
hey, remember, he's good. He's good, bro. So you
Yeah.
see the thumb, you see the thumbs up.
I
That's
have
the
a
problem.
feeling he's gonna do something like this when he scores the first touchdown.
Or he'll have
That'd be
like a
crazy.
Jordan "I'm back" shirt when he comes back. So
It's
hey,
funny.
and I
He had
know
the 2 cleats
He
on
did
too
that.
when he got injured. I feel like he's gonna run with the 2 cleats for the rest of the playoff. I hope he does.
Nah, bro, that shit. Put them same shoes back on,
Put
bro.
them back on. They try
Yeah.
to mess with your greatness right now. Put them back on.
yeah.
Yep.
And I think we're going to be going all black against the Packers too. From what
Didn't we do that
speculations-
in Brazil too, or did we not?
No,
Or
we
did
did black pants, white
white jerseys.
Yep.
Now the year before that, when we played the Packers, I think that was a
It was
Sunday night
black.
game I went to. Yeah, they were all black. They were black whenever they play the Packers. Like I think it's because the green that's in there, like just separate it. But
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of where I'm at with this team. Before we get up out of here, let's get everybody score predictions, everybody watching, and let me get y'all score predictions. I'll start off with Jay.
Yeah. You give me 28-14.
28-14.
Mhm.
Okay. He said Wayne said, "Is everybody scared to talk about backup quarterback?"
Nah,
I think we don't.
still
I don't
win.
think we want to bring it into the universe right now.
Right.
We
I
don't
think
wanna-
we still win.
Look, but we already had the conversation earlier. There's no need to bring it back up. Like, if, you know, that's where I stand with that. I don't even want
We're
to keep talking
confident
about
in the
that.
backups. Put it that way. We're confident.
But I'm confident in
More confident.
in Kenny Two Glove if he needs to though. If he needs to.
Kenny too good.
Yeah.
That boy need to take like hand steroids.
Have you seen his hands, bro?
They smile, bro.
Yeah, they're like this big.
Yeah, I heard his hands. Are just like,
What is? Have y'all seen
Like
Scary
baby.
Movie? Take my strong hand.
That's him.
He said this.
"Yo, I wish I had a thing of it."
He said this. He dipped in the pie. That was
Let's
so
see.
funny, bro.
They said the
Jones said
football's too heavy for him. I
34-21.
don't know, man.
That would be
What-
great. I don't think it's going to be high scoring though, bro. I just like with
You
our
think it's gonna
rust.
be close?
I think it's going to be 21-17.
How many teams has the Eagles let the opponents go over 20 points? Not very
No.
many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what
I
I'm
think
trying
they're
to
going to
say.
score 17 on us because
I'm
it's going
trying
to be.
to tell y'all guys, I have so much confidence in this team because of the way they play since the bye. I don't think I've had this much confidence in any Eagles team, not even 2022 or 2017, when they did make it going into the playoffs, like before we start the playoffs. Like the way
Wayne
I
says
feel about
31-17. Yeah. No,
I
I
like
feel
your
you, bro.
scores better than mine. I definitely do. But I'm expecting I don't know, bro. I want to think that we're going to dominate them because we should.
We're gonna dominate him.
But
But look, you could say 21-17, right? And they could get that last 7 at the end. I'm telling you, the Eagles scores don't get confused by the
they don't
scores.
reflect it.
It don't really reflect how they play. It could be 21-7 the whole game, and then they come through score late type stuff. Like it could just be like that. I think they're gonna put up like 28 and try to control the clock with the running game.
I think weather's going to play a huge part in this, bro. And the thing is, the Packers play in that same weather as us.
Well, the cold is
anything
not
worse.
There's no
Like
Yeah.
nobody. I think these other teams that we have to play after them, they're not weather teams. So like that's
I'm going to
why.
check the weather for that day.
Yeah. So I'll go. I think it's
cold
gonna
up
be
here, man. It's been cold. It's gonna be cold in Philly on Sunday.
It's going to be 37 on Sunday. That's good football weather.
Yeah. What is the low at the night?
27.
27. Okay, so that means it's gonna be feeling less than that. So it's gonna be a real cold night.
I say 28-23 Birds. I do
I
28-23.
say
What you got, Antoine? I want to hear Antoine's score. What you
give me
got?
38-14.
38-14.
Ooh.
See,
That would
it's
be
gonna
nice.
be a blow. It could be us. Who knows? Somebody's gonna get blown out in the playoffs.
You say we're gonna blow them out like we did the 2022 Giants? That's it. We
38.
blowing them out like that?
I like that.
Oh,
I
wait,
want to say
Gunner
stuff like
with
that,
the
but I don't
one hand
wanna
catch?
sound crazy.
Yeah, I would
like
love that.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
I
got the
bet
scores
the
down.
Eagles putting up 30. There go Nikki with the scores.
We appreciate that, Nikki. Thank
Shout
you.
out to Nikki with the score prediction. Keep it.
Who
Wayne
said
says
28-14?
Darren,
think
I
that
think.
was Jay. That was Jay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
then
think they'll
Scotty
get
said
14 because I think
34-21.
they'll get a late score. Like I think like what I was telling Scotty about his score. I think they'll just catch up like a little late.
Yeah.
Little garbage
That's how
time.
I see my score prediction going too. Like I could definitely see it being like something like 21-7 all game, and then they just
Yeah.
rush
I
down the
do like
field and
Scotty's
score late.
prediction because I can see that happening 21-7 all game, and then they just come through like late. Like when the Eagles get lax.
And
Yeah.
Jalen's more prone to throwing the deep ball too in the postseason. So like you might have a point with that touching the 30s. So
Yo, remember what I told you about the pressure? Jalen plays very well under pressure. I know he has very good postseason numbers. I'm more concerned with Antoine said the rust. The rust is definitely a concern, no matter what nobody says.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but he not a big passer though, so even if he is rusty, like we don't have to depend on him to complete.
To pass the ball. Yeah, we don't have to depend on his arm.
Yeah,
and sometimes you can just give it to Saquon. A running back is supposed to be a quarterback's best friend, bro. And I think that's something that Saquon's been with Jalen. And I think Saquon's been a better running back with his quarterback than Henry's been with Lamar. That's just my personal opinion.
that's true.
I think Saquon will help him get back in that rhythm and get that momentum back. Just because Saquon's a leader too, bro. He just don't have the C on his chest. Like Saquon is a leader. He'll get him mentally back. Yeah. But,
and bro, you can hit him in the backfield like Jalen. Jalen can't. Don't be scared to hit that man for a check down because he does a lot with the rock.
How crazy he get?
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, we're gonna get up out of here, fellas. Yo, I appreciate everybody watching. We will be back next week, talk about the game, and then whoever we got next. But yeah, fellas, if y'all want to stay on real quick before we head out. But yeah, go Birds.
Go Birds, baby. We'll see you on the division.